three guards, the senior Francis Christian, senior Anthony Madel, and sophomore Dave Flanders. Down low, the junior Jose Valentin and the senior Wesley Hills. Francis Christian, one of the top players in South Jersey, averaging 20.3 points, 7 rebounds, 6.5 assists, and 5.5 steals a game. For Woodbury, they'll wear the home whites trimmed in blue and black. Coached by Kenny Avant. They'll start with DeJuan Martin and Jere Denby in the backcourt. Martin's a senior, Denby a junior. The forwards, Elijah Grant a junior, Cameron Gamble a senior, and Mario Joyner a senior. Joyner and Martin are the top scorers. Joyner averages 14 a game, Martin 12.5. Very balanced scoring team for Woodbury. They have 7 players averaging over 6 points a game. Wildwood, of course, coached by Scott McCracken. The officials for the game: three-man crew for all playoff games. And it's Mike Horry, Ricky Lipford, the Ocean City High School graduate, and Jim Sorrow. The winner of this game, as we said, will take on Paulsboro in the next round. And that game will be Thursday night. And if Wildwood wins it, we will try to bring it to you. If you are looking for the video feed, Matt Ulmer is trying his best. There is a terrible internet connection in this gym. And we have a feeling that the game is going to end up popping on and off as we go. So just bear with us. 987thecoast.com is where you can get that internet feed, as we are live here on 106.3 WJSE, the Rock Alternative. In a Group 3 boys game, Moorestown took down Ocean City 63-44.
And again, Brian, this should be a very good basketball game. I'm sorry. These teams are evenly matched. And Wildwood obviously wants to come out and get off to a good start. You want to get off to a good start when you're on the road. You hope to get out and maybe be able to take a little bit of a lead. And the key thing is here in this first quarter and this first half is they do not want to get in foul trouble. You know, Wildwood can ill afford to have Wesley Hills or Francis Christian pick up cheap fouls or get taken to the bench.
Ball is in the air. Game has started, and Woodbury controls the tip. Tip controlled by Elijah Grant, and he hands it off to DeJuan Martin. Martin picked up man-to-man by Dave Flanders. They lob it backdoor in the post, and we have a foul called against Jose Valentin just 13 seconds into the game. And going to the line for 2 shots will be Jere Denby.
And Valentin obviously picks up his team's first. From our angle, it looked like he might have actually gotten that clean, gotten the ball anyway.
Well, the interesting thing is the official initially signaled that he got the ball. Did that kind of flick with the 2 hands to indicate a block shot, then came up with the fist for the foul. First free throw was good, and the second free throw is good. It's 2-0 Woodbury. Woodbury showing man-to-man pressure in the full court. Francis Christian brings it up for the Warriors. Guarded by Martin. Takes the ball right side, goes to Flanders. Flanders right-hand dribble, flips it back to Wes Hills in front of the Woodbury bench. Hills a couple crossover dribbles, nearly lost it. Now he did lose the dribble, but got it to Flanders. Flanders over to Valentin. Valentin holds, hands off to Christian. Christian takes a bump, keeps working down the right side, lost the dribble momentarily, ball's loose on the floor, goes over to Flanders. Christian fakes a 3, spins away, now tees up a 3 that's way short. Rebound to Woodbury. Cameron Gamble took the board, and now it's DeJuan Martin. Martin into the paint, he traveled with it. Lost his footing as he kind of went in there without a purpose, buddy.
Yeah, he did not make a good decision there. He got good penetration into the lane, and that's where he needed to come to a jump stop. He did not have a clear path to the basket. He dribbled into traffic, fumbled the ball, therefore he turned it over.
Madel on the left side, puts the ball on the floor, goes to Hills, top of the key. Hills goes over to Valentin. Valentin might have gotten away with a walk, but then gives it up to Flanders. Flanders for three, no good short. Rebound taken by Woodbury, knocked loose by Madel, but then picked up by Woodbury, and they bring it up the floor. Martin into the paint, no good on the jumper, but the long rebound comes out to Gamble. That gives Woodbury another possession.
And that's something Wildwood is not going to want to allow, is second and third opportunities for the Thunder and Herd. They have to do a better job on the boards.
Martin to the rim, and he is fouled. That foul called on Anthony Madel. That'll be his first.
His first, team's second.
I'll tell you what, buddy, they're letting an awful lot of contact go on the perimeter and on the ball. And a couple of I don't know how I want to say it, fouls going to the rim.
And Woodbury is really forcing the tempo.
3-0 as Martin made one of two. 6:05 to go first quarter. Here's Christian between the two circles. Dribble handoff, gets it back from Flanders. And that's what I'm saying. DeJuan Martin's got his hands all over Francis Christian on the perimeter.
Yeah, he's
with,
really bodying
with no
him.
fouls called or no warning from the official. Christian right side, goes along the baseline to Hills. Fall away jumper goes off the rim, no good. Rebound cleared by Denby of Woodbury. Woodbury trying to run. Hills does a nice job getting back defensively and tips it out of bounds.
Wildwood is 0 for 3 from the floor, and all three shots were not quality. Not a very good shot selection here in the early going by the Warriors.
Joyner for three on the wing, rims it out, rebound. Lost on the way up by Grant. Wildwood has it, they're running. Bounced across, Flanders' layup is good as Wildwood passed ahead nicely. Good look from Jose Valentin. 3-2, Woodbury leads, they have the basketball. Up the right side is Joyner, nearly threw it away. Now Woodbury settles down, and they'll try to run their offense. Here's Denby, goes back to Martin. 3-2 Woodbury, 5:14 to go first quarter. Joyner with it on the wing. Swung over to Gamble. Gamble comes up high to Denby. Denby down in the post, stolen away by Wes Hill, saves it in bounds, but threw it right into the lane. But a great play by Francis Christian as Martin drove to the basket. Christian flicked it out of Martin's hands, off Martin's foot, and out of bounds. And Wildwood will have possession here.
Yeah, Wesley Hills made the mistake of saving the ball underneath to Woodbury's basket.
Right.
And you do not want to do that. You're better off falling out of bounds with the ball and making the other team inbound it.
Christian double teamed, flips it across to Flanders. Flanders into the lane, kicks to Madel. Madel for three, off the iron short. Rebound taken by Joyner. Joyner up the floor, nearly stolen by Christian. Joyner, a lot of contact there and no foul. Rebound saved inbounds by Woodbury, but no, they're going to say he's out of bounds. Was Elijah Grant. Well, you want to talk about letting them play. This is like a rugby match out here right now.
Yeah, it's a very physical game. And as you said, very physical out on the perimeter. It is very physical on the ball.
Flanders right side goes to Valentin. Valentin goes to Christian. Christian had it knocked out of his hands by Martin and out of bounds.
Wildwood is 1 for 5 from the floor. Woodbury is 0 for 5. Their points all coming at the free throw line where they are 3 of 4. 4:15 to play in the opening quarter, and it's Woodbury 3, Wildwood 2.
Madel left side, puts the ball on the floor, goes to Hills, top of the key. Hills right side to Christian. Christian spins away from the defense of Martin, hangs in the air, no good on the shot. Good help side defense came from the backside. Woodbury pushing. Through the lane is Joyner. Offensive foul. As Anthony Madel got into good defensive position there and took the foul from Mario Joyner, the leading scorer of Woodbury.
And Joyner picks up his first, team's first, and Anthony Madel did a great job in help side defense. He slid over, he was there, he took the contact, and he draws that offensive foul against Mario Joyner. 3:57 to go, first quarter. 3-2, Woodbury on top.
Right side, Mark Jones into the game for the first time for Wildwood. Here is Valentin over left side to Christian. Christian to Madel. Madel to Valentin on the right wing. Valentin holds, looks, now hands to Christian. Christian trying to use Hills' ball screen. They jump it and double team him. Christian goes around it into the lane. Got it in a foul. Good use of the left hand and a very patient move there, buddy. He took the contact and then just flipped it up with his left hand off the glass and in.
And again, good body control. Francis Christian out at the top of the key. He was able to spin to his left. He got into the lane, and then he was able to use his body to draw contact. And as you said, he protected with his right, used his left off the glass and in, and that foul was on DeJuan Martin. That's his first, team second. Francis Christian finishes the three-point play the old-fashioned way. It is now 5-3. The Warriors with their first lead of the game.
Pushing is Felix to the basket, reverse layup. Wow, he missed everything, and the ball went up and hit a basket support above the backboard, so that's out of bounds. And Wildwood will have it.
If that ball would have stayed on the top of the backboard, then came down, it would have been legal. But as you said, it hit a support guide wire that's actually snapped. That did not snap it, but the guide wire is not attached to the backboard.
5-3 Wildwood. Here's Christian for three in the corner. That's an air ball. Martin trying to run. Stolen away by Mark Jones. Jones is bumped, and no foul is called. The ball goes out of bounds. And let's see what we got here. Possession to, there's still been no indication as to who has possession. And now they give it to Woodbury. Martin goes up to Felix. Felix's pass tipped, stolen by Christian. Christian to the basket, missed the layup. Rebound, Rich Ramagosa, who just checked in, and he's bumped and fouled in the post. And Wildwood will have possession underneath.
I think Francis Christian underestimated the athleticism of the defender that was going to challenge his shot. He thought he was just going to be able to glide up and over him and lay it in, but the defender did a great job getting his hand on it and blocking it.
Madel for three off the inbound, off the iron, no good. Rebound to Grant. Woodbury wants to run. Martin got it ahead. Layup is no good by Joyner, and now Wildwood with possession. Here comes Christian into the lane, tried to kick it out. Madel vacated the area, and that's not a good pass by Francis Christian, but Anthony Madel's got to understand his role. He's got no business being in on the block. He should have stayed out on the wing where he could be an effective standstill shooter.
Well,
Francis Christian had created him a wide-open 15-footer, and Madel vacated the position.
And that's his strength, Anthony Madel, is the outside jump shot.
Martin's pass tipped right back into his hands by Jones. They swing it around, does Woodbury. Into the paint is Joyner. Ball goes out of bounds off of Wildwood.
2:08 to play here in the first quarter. Wildwood on top, 5-3. Woodbury without a field goal the first 5:52 of this game. They are 3 of 4 from the foul line. They have yet to score a basket, a 2-point field goal.
Woodbury gets it in. Martin on the wing. DeJuan Martin goes high post. Pass tipped and stolen away. And here comes Francis Christian to the basket. Blocked. And out of bounds. It'll go off of Woodbury and out of bounds. What a block by Jere Denby.
And again, Brian, you think Francis Christian would have learned on his last layup. He's got to go stronger to the basket.
Wildwood gets it in. Now we're going to have a travel on Wildwood.
Excuse me, Wesley Hills missed a wide open layup off of that out of bounds play. He was wide open on the left side of the basket and actually shot it over the rim.
Woodbury, buddy, with 1:49 to go in the first quarter, is looking for its first field goal. In the corner is Joyner. Joyner against Christian. Backs it away, goes to Martin. Martin back to Joyner. Joyner to Martin again. Martin looks into the post, got it down low to Grant. Layup is no good, but a foul. And the foul's going to go against West Hills.
And Wesley Hills is going to pick up his first, team's third.
So Elijah Grant to the line for 2 shots. First one is no good. Jose Valentin will check in for West Hills.
Elijah Grant shot that first free throw rather strongly as it clanged off the back of the rim. 1:31 to play, first quarter. Wildwood on top, 5-3.
Grant's second free throw, that one's good. So it's now a 5-4 game. Woodbury has all of its points at the foul line. Jones will bring it up for Wildwood as Woodbury denied Christian the ball out of the inbound. Ramagosa on the left wing. Ball on the floor, goes to Valentin between the circles. Now it's Jones on the right side. Jones, a drive into the paint, floater, off the rim, no good. Rebound battled for. Jones came up with it, layup, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds, and a great play by Rich Ramagosa to keep that alive, and he knocked it off of Cameron Gamble, giving Wildwood an extra possession here, buddy.
And Ramagosa, he's in there to bang and try and keep the taller Thunder and Herd players off the glass, and that time he was very effective.
Christian got it into Jones, back to Christian in the paint. He backs it away, stops, pops for 3, short. Rebound taken by Joyner. Joyner passes ahead, layup is good by Jere Demby. That is Woodbury's first field goal, but they now have the lead at 6-5. Christian to the basket, he is fouled by Elijah Grant as Francis Christian pushing quickly on the Warriors' secondary break there.
And as you just said, that foul will be on number 34, the junior for Woodbury, Elijah Grant. That will be his first, team's fourth. 49 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Christian's free throw is no good.
It's Wildwood's second free throw attempt. Francis has taken both of them. He made his first.
Second free throw is no good, so Christian's really struggling from the field here. Here's Martin ahead of the pack. To the basket, layup is good.
Tough shot, good hard drive by DeJuan Martin. And now Woodbury is up 8-5.
34 seconds to go in the quarter. Flanders on the wing. Goes out to Jones. Jones holding, passes, and it'll go out of bounds.
And that will be the 5th turnover against Wildwood here in the first quarter. Woodbury with the lead, 20 seconds to go first quarter, 8-5.
Martin across midcourt, goes to Joyner. Joyner between the circles. Joyner tried to go down the lane. Well, they call foul on Valentin. That's going to be Valentin's second foul.
And Jose Valentin, as you said, he picks up his second, team's fourth.
Valentin comes out, Madel replaces him. Well, Wildwood with Valentin and Hills on the bench, they are awfully small right now. They get it into Martin. Martin back to Demby in the post, passes down low to Grant. Shot up no good, got his own rebound, laid it in at the buzzer. That basket will count, and Woodbury leads at 10-5 after one period. Back after this 30-second timeout on 106.3 WJSE, the Rock Alternative. All right, back at Woodbury High School. Brian Kniff with Buddy Tarbotton. Special high school broadcast here on WJSE, the Rock Alternative. South Jersey Group 1 playoff game. Woodbury leading Wildwood 10-5.
And Brian, the Warriors want a little over 4 minutes of that final in that first quarter, the final 4 minutes, without scoring. They had led 5-3 on a three-point play by Francis Christian, where he went to the basket and he got fouled on a nice athletic move. And from that point forward, they did not score to close out the quarter.
Wildwood has possession to start the second period. Hills trying to bull his way into the post, took some contact and then kissed it off the glass and laid it in from about 6 feet away. That's there aren't many players that can make that play, buddy, but Wes Hills is that strong. 3 ball on the way, no good by Woodbury. Here comes Christian trying to run, had it stolen away. Running is Denby. Denby backs it away on the right wing for Woodbury. 10-7, the Thundering Herd on top. DeJuan Martin right inside half court, guarded by David Flanders. Flips it over to Elijah Grant. Grant out to Jere Denby. He's between the two circles.
That was a good decision by Denby. He did not have numbers after he came up with that steal and he pulled it out.
Gamble to Martin. Martin lost it. Wildwood fans wanted to walk. Didn't come. Here's a 3 ball and it's good. Jere Denby.
Denby thought about it. He thought a defender from Wildwood was going to come out. A little ball fake, no defender. And he said, "You're not going to guard me? I'll make you pay." He knocks down the 3 ball. 13-7, 6:45 to go.
Flanders for 3, bang.
And Wildwood needed that. That is their first 3-point basket
Up
of
ahead
the game.
quickly is Woodbury. A layup no good off the rim, and now we're going to have a foul called against Rich Ramagosa as Jere Denby was skying high for the rebound, and Ramagosa was boxing him out while making no attempt to play the ball, and that's a good call there by the official.
That's going to be the first personal foul on Rich Ramagosa, team's 5th. Yeah, he hooked them as well.
We're going to have an offensive foul called here. An illegal screen, I believe, being called against Elijah Grant. Check that. I believe it might be. Yeah, they're going to call it on Cameron Gamble. They're pushing Francis Christian to the floor. So that'll give Wildwood possession.
And that will be the first personal foul on Cameron Gamble. And the 5th team foul against the Thundering Herd.
6.5 to go first half. 13-10 Woodbury. Francis Christian, high post pass, tipped and stolen away. Francis Christian not doing a good job taking care of the ball here. Offensive foul again. Martin went way too far, banged into Ramagosa.
And DeJuan Martin is going to pick up his 2nd, team's 6th. And at that time, Richie Ramagosa did a good job in help defense. And as you said, Martin took 1 dribble too many, and he paid the price.
Rashawn Felix replaces Martin. Martin sits down with those 2 fouls. Here's Christian, goes to Flanders. Back to Christian. Christian trying to use a ball screen from Hills. Had the ball knocked out of his hands and out of bounds.
This pressure defense is really taking its toll so far on Francis Christian, Brian. He has just 3 points here. 6 minutes to go in the first
Flanders
half.
for 3, banks it in from the top of the key.
He did not call that.
Well, Wildwood is in a 13-13 tie right now. Here's Joyner into the lane. He is fouled by Ramagosa. And Joyner will get 2 shots.
That's 2 3-pointers in a row by Dave Flanders. His team trailed 13-7. It is now 13-13, 5:51 to go, and that one out from the top of the key. And he banked it home.
Free throw no good.
And we know Dave Flanders didn't call bank, but they'll take it.
We're in a 13-13 tie here, 5:51 to go first half. 2nd free throw by Jere Denby. That one's also no good. Rebound to Wes Hills. And now Christian will bring it up for the Warriors. Christian guarded by Denby. Goes to Ramagosa left side. Ramagosa to Hills. Hills along 2, no good. That's not a good shot for him. Rebound goes off of Wildwood and out of bounds.
And that is one thing.
Now the side official came in and overruled the lead and said the ball went off of Woodbury and out of bounds. So Christian to inbound. Got it to Ramagosa. Ramagosa, baseline drive, goes back to Flanders. Flanders steps in. He is fouled. Not a good foul by Joyner. Flanders was going to force up a shot from the corner. And Flanders, who has 8 points to lead all scorers, will go to the line for 2 shots.
And as you said, Mario Joyner, he bails out Flanders, who was taking a bad shot along that left baseline. Joyner picks up his second, team's 7th.
Flanders misses the first foul shot badly. Wildwood just 1 for 4 from the line in this game. Dave Flanders at the line trying to break a 13-13 tie. That free throw is good. Flanders will come out of the game in favor of Mark Jones now. Wildwood up by 1, 5:27 to go first half. David Hall into the game for Woodbury. He's got the basketball. Flips it over in the corner to Felix. Felix for 3, no good. Long rebound comes out to Hills. Hills goes to Christian. Wildwood nursing a 1-point lead. Got it up to Madel. Madel for 3. Off the iron, no good. Rebound, battled for. Came down by Jones for Wildwood. Jones trapped in the corner, rolled it in the post to Ramagosa, and he traveled. No, actually they're going to call, Wildwood call a timeout before Ramagosa traveled. So I don't know which player called it, but that's a good call there by the Warriors. Full timeout on the floor. They lead by 1, 14-13. 5:02 to go before halftime. Back after this on 106.3 WJSE, the Rock Alternative. Back at Woodbury High School, South Jersey Group 1 playoff game. Brian Kniff alongside Buddy Tarbot. We are live on 106.3 WJSE. However, our live video stream is available on our sister station's website, 987thecoast.com. Matt Ulmer providing the video coverage. Wildwood, great inbound play, and they free Hills for a wide open layup. And the Warriors have their largest lead of the game at 3, 16-13, 4:50 to go first half. Jere Denby goes over to Felix. Felix between the circles, takes it right side, now in the corner to Hall. Hall picked up by Jones, goes cross court to Denby. Denby, now a jumper is an air ball by Gamble, and it's going to go out of bounds. And what do we have here? And they're going to give the ball to Wildwood.
16-13, Wildwood on top, 4:30 to go here in the first half.
Christian with it, bounces over to Kunkel. Kunkel to Ramagosa, between the circles, over to Christian. Christian a drive to the rim, no good. Tipped it up, no good. And the rebound taken by Woodbury. The outlet pass stolen by Flanders. Here's Christian now between the circles, settles his team out, down, gets into the top of the lane, leans in, had the shot blocked, got his own rebound, and now backs it away. Christian lost the dribble, flips it out to Jones. Jones, a baseline drive, reverse layup, no good. Rebound brought down by Grant. And now it's Felix for Woodbury. Rashawn Felix working against Dave Flanders. Goes right side to David Hall. Hall over to Denby. Now it's Gamble. Swung over to Hall. Hall on the right side. Further on the right to Demby in the corner. Demby working against Christian. Demby behind the screen. Christian got rattled by that one. Demby lost the handle. Stolen by Flanders. Flanders to the basket, and his layup is good.
Good job that time by Dave Flanders. He read that.
Woodbury running. Pass stolen by Hills as he got back nicely defensively. Wildwood by 5. They have the ball. Christian through the lane. Shot is blocked. Rebound to Jones. Out to Hills. 18-foot jumper is no good. Rebound Ramagosa. Tried to force it up and had the ball taken right out of his hands. He has no business trying to attempt that shot.
He was in amongst the trees. And again, a good defensive play.
Now, what do we have here? I think we may have, I think Francis Christian has some blood on his lip. So he's got to come out of the game. And they're going to have to clean him up.
And right now,
substitute for him.
Brian, the Woodbury defense is obviously concentrating on shutting Francis Christian down, knowing that he averages 20-plus points, and he is the straw that stirs the Warriors' drink offensively, and he is 1 for 10 from the floor so far in the first half. The defense Woodbury is playing on him has been tremendous.
They lob it into the post, turning and shooting, no good, was Gamble. Christian the rebound, Woodbury pressuring. Wildwood gets it up to Flanders. Flanders into the post, kicks to Ramagosa. Ramagosa back to Flanders, now it's Christian on the right side. Christian stops, pops from 18, it's an air ball. Rebound Hills, but he forced his shot up quickly and missed. And here comes Woodbury. Wildwood by 5 at 18-13, 2:08 to go in the first half. Woodbury with only 1 field goal in this second quarter. Driving to the basket, a lot of contact, no foul. The layup was missed by Hall, and Wildwood has the rebound. Christian on the left wing. Christian goes around a man, spins and travels.
And now
he wants a sub.
Francis Christian is having a first half that he just wants to forget about. He's 1 for 12 from the floor, and he just committed his 4th turnover. 1:50 to play first half. Wildwood on top, 18-13. If I would have told you that he was 1 for 10 and Wildwood was up 5 with under 2 minutes to go in the first half, I don't think you would have believed me.
Exactly. C.J. Rochester into the game for Woodbury for the first time. He has the ball, swings it over to Demby. Demby, a drive, shut off. Pass tip, stolen away by Hills. Hills to the basket, shot is blocked. What an athletic block that was, and here comes Woodbury the other way. Rochester into the paint and had it tipped out of his hands and out of bounds.
That's one thing, this Woodbury team, if you get by the first defender, they got guys in help side.
Here's Hall for 3, off the iron, no good. Rebound Grant. We're gonna have a foul called. Let's see, this is against Ramagosa. Away from the ball, and that's gonna send C.J. Rochester to the line for a 1-and-1.
Yeah, that was just not a good foul. That was the 3rd personal on Rich Ramagosa. He had a player that was nowhere near, not even making an attempt to come in on the weak side for the offensive rebound, and he decided to ride him out of bounds and did it right in front of an official.
Rochester to the line for a 1-and-1. Free throw is good, he'll get another.
C.J. Rochester, a freshman, Brian, at the line shooting some big free throws here in state tournament play.
Second free throw is good. And it's 18-15, Woodbury on top.
He did not shoot
Wildwood on top.
He did not shoot those like a freshman.
Madel goes to Hills. Hills goes to Jones. Francis Christian had that bloody lip cleaned up. He looks like he's ready to come back in. Jones holding top of the key. Jones stripped. Wildwood might want to run a play. Hall up the court and he lost it. He dribbled the ball off his leg and out of bounds, so Wildwood's going to get it back. You know, especially when your star's out of the game, you got to run a play. And Wildwood was just standing around there.
And when you're winning, especially with under a minute to play in the first half, you're in a hurry to go where? I mean, the one thing you want to do is ride this momentum and go into the locker room with a lead.
The officials are coming in and warning Anthony Madel and David Hall. Inbound pass stolen away. Not a good one by Hills. Woodbury turns it right back over. Christian, baseline drive, spins, layup. No good. Offensive foul. Called by the center official coming all the way across the lane to get that.
And that is the first personal foul against Francis Christian, 8th team foul, non-shooting foul because it was a player control. Yes, that was interesting. The C official
took that right in front of the lap of the lead. Here's Rochester, and pass was tipped by Wildwood and out of bounds.
Could be an interesting halftime discussion amongst the officials.
34 seconds to go, 18-15. Wildwood on top of Woodbury. Here's Rochester. Between the two circles, goes over to Hall, back to Rochester. Hall again on the wing, tees up a three, bang. And now we're tied at 18.
David Hall open on that right wing, knocks down the three ball. 10 seconds.
Flanders with it. Hands off to Christian. Christian wants to take the last shot, takes it right wing, pulls up. 10-footer is short. Rebound Woodbury at the buzzer. And we will go into halftime with the score. Wildwood 18, Woodbury 18. But just like the first quarter, Woodbury closes with a little bit of a run to end the second as they score the final 5 points. 18-18 tie, and we will be back with the halftime report right after this on 106.3 WJSE at the half between Woodbury and Wildwood. Offense has been at a premium in this game, and even though the game kind of went up and down a little bit, there was a lot of turnovers, there just wasn't a lot of scoring. And actually, Wildwood had a couple of times in that first half some opportunities for what looked like easy buckets, and Woodbury did a great job coming back and getting block shots on them. Woodbury will have the basketball to start the second half. Tied at 18. DeJuan Martin, Jere Denby, Mario Joyner, Cameron Gamble, and Elijah Grant for Woodbury. David Flanders, Francis Christian, Anthony Madel, Wes Hills, and Jose Valentin for Wildwood. So the starting fives for both teams in the game to start the second half. Grant, top of the key, bounces backdoor, pass stolen away by Hills. Hills rumbling up the floor with the ball. Hills through the basket. Great jump stop, but couldn't finish. Loose on the floor for the rebound. Francis Christian comes up with it for Wildwood on the right wing. Christian splits a double team, spins toward the basket, and he travels.
Tough turnover right there as Francis Christian made a good, strong move. At the last second, he decided he was going to kick it out to Wes Hills, and therefore he traveled. Brian, if I'm Coach Scott McCracken for the Warriors, I got to be.
Here's Martin into the paint. Layup is good as he passes across to Cameron Gamble and lays it in. Wildwood with possession now. Christian, they're going to call a bump on Martin. And I think the reason the foul was called was because there was a little bit of contact, and Christian probably stepped on the sideline, giving the official no choice but to call that foul.
Well, that's exactly what happened, because obviously right in front of the Woodbury bench, and their coaches wanted an out-of-bounds call. And more importantly, that ends up being DeJuan Martin's third personal foul, and he gets subbed out with 7:20 to go here in the third quarter rather quickly.
Christian to Madel on the right wing. Madel to Hills, top of the key. Swung over to Christian. Christian back to Flanders. Flanders over to Hills. Hills in the post to Christian. Layup is good. See what happens when you just be patient and run a play?
Absolutely, and Christian did a good job. Nice pump fake, went up strong and laid it in. And that snaps a 7-0 run for Woodbury. They trailed 18-13. It is now 20-20 with 6:50 to play, third quarter.
Grant to Gamble. Gamble on the wing, or make that Joyner. Joyner goes up top to Demby. Demby right side to Grant. Grant in the post, tipped away by Madel. Madel came up with the loose ball, and it goes off of Wildwood and out of bounds, however.
Yeah, good play that time by Anthony Madel, the senior. He was just unable to stay in bounds and keep possession of the basketball.
Demby with the ball, and goes to Hall. Hall guarded by Madel. Goes in the corner to Joyner. Joyner to the basket, spun out on the layup attempt. Long rebound comes out to Woodbury. Here's Hall working against Madel. Swung in the corner, wide open for three. Short on the shot was Joyner. And now we're going to have a foul called on West Hills, I believe, on the rebound.
And that's a tough break for Wildwood as Joyner took a very long three-point attempt from the left side. It appeared Wildwood was going to get the defensive rebound.
Demby in the post. Layup attempt is no good. Rebound, and we're going to have a jump ball possession to Wildwood. William Harris missed that shot, and then he and Francis Christian became tied up for the rebound. Wildwood to inbound. They get it into Flanders. Flanders will bring it up across the timeline. Walks it out between the two circles. Goes right side to Christian. Christian holding. Flips it out to Hills. Hills swings it to Flanders. Flanders to Madel. Madel to Hills. Hills pass down low. Wide open was Flanders, but the ball was tipped and Woodbury has it. Not a good pass by Hills.
It was not a good. He needed to ball fake and go down with a bounce pass or go down with a ball fake and then come up.
Demby with it for Woodbury. 20-20 tie. 5.5 to go, third quarter. Here's Hall. Goes to Gamble. Into the lane. The finger roll is good.
But it wasn't much of a gamble right there as he put the ball on the floor, drove right down the teeth of the Warrior defense. Nobody came over in help side. And Cameron Gamble puts his team back up too. 22-20.
Baseline drive to the basket, and the layup is good.
And Brian, that's all Francis Christian needs to get going. He's got 2 layups to start this third quarter.
Foul on Flanders on the inbound.
And all scorers need is a little bit of that.
Yeah, sometimes it's a free throw or a layup to get him going. You're right.
And as I was going to say, Coach Scott McCracken coming out of that locker room at the half, as crazy as it may sound, he's got to be relatively happy. He's got nobody in foul trouble. It was 18-18, and Francis Christian has got 16 minutes of basketball left.
Demby is fouled. I believe that's going to go against Madel. Blocking foul. Good call by the official there out in the open court. Ball came loose, but it was after that contact by Madel.
Yeah, that was a rather easy call for the official. Former Ocean City star athlete Ricky Lipford now donning the stripes. Madel picks up his second, team's third.
Mario Joyner for Woodbury. Takes it right side, shut off, nearly lost it backcourt. Regains the dribble, drives to the basket, and a layup is good.
Tough shot.
Tough shot over Anthony Madel. Woodbury up 2 at 24-22.
Mario Joyner's first points of the basketball game.
Christian into the lane, fakes, tried to pass, lost the handle, got it back, threw a pass down low to Valentin, who dropped it, and it's a turnover. Here comes Joyner.
Wildwood now with 14 turnovers. They turned it over 4 times here in this third quarter. We're coming up on 4 minutes.
For 3, bang. Woodbury has its largest lead at 5. Here's Christian running for Wildwood. Into the paint, offensive foul. Wildwood needs a timeout.
And again, Francis Christian just went too deep in the lane. He needed to come to a jump stop, find a teammate, and get rid of it. And you are correct. Wildwood needs a timeout, and they're going to get one.
27-22 Woodbury, 3:53 to go third quarter. Back after this on 106.3 WJSE, the Rock Alternative. Woodbury has outscored Wildwood 9-4 to start this second half, and they have their largest lead of the game at 5 with 3:53 to go here in the third quarter.
And Wildwood at one point at the end of that second quarter had led 18-13. So Woodbury is on a 14-4 run, and they have the ball.
Here's Joyner, flips it over to Demby. Demby picked up by Christian. Demby takes it left side. Demby kicks out. Hall for another three. Off the iron, no good. Hills dropped the rebound. The layup is good by Cameron Gamble. Hills had the rebound right in his hands and just dropped it. Christian, a tough shot from 18 feet, but he knocks it down, and he's starting to heat up. Well, Wildwood needs some stops now. Woodbury pushing to the basket. Layup is missed. Christian lobs it ahead to Flanders. Flanders fumbled the ball, couldn't shoot the layup. Goes to Christian, 18-footer, no good. That's a bad shot.
Yeah, that was a 2-on-4 break. Wildwood did not have numbers.
Woodbury trying to run here. Joyner with it, goes out. Gets a return pass, and now we'll restart the offense for Woodbury. They lead by 5, 2:50 to go third quarter. Joyner is fouled by Ramagosa.
And Richie Ramagosa, the senior, he picks up his fourth, team's fifth. 2:50 to go here in the third quarter. Wildwood already with 5 team fouls. And as I said, Ramagosa will now check back out as he picks up that personal, his fourth.
Jere Demby goes over to Mario Joyner. Joyner a high post pass to Gamble. Gamble holds on the wing now. Flips it out to Hall. Hall into the post. Shot up is no good. Rebound to West Hills. And Wildwood trailing by 5, 2.5 to go third quarter. They have the basketball.
And this is a big possession for the Warriors. They need to settle down and get something out of their half-court offense.
Christian stops, foul line jumper, didn't get the roll. Rebound will go off of Woodbury and out of bounds. Good job by Jones for Wildwood to bother Joyner, and Joyner couldn't grasp it.
And that was a break there for the Warriors to retain possession of that ball.
Christian pass was tipped, but Woodbury player on the perimeter wasn't looking for the ball, and Maida was able to slip in and pick up the loose ball. Here's Hills on the wing. Baseline drive, layup, and he got the roll.
Round and round it goes, and it stays down for West Hills.
Back to a 3-point game. Inside 2 minutes to go third quarter.
And again, the Warriors need a stop here defensively.
Joyner goes over to Hall. Hall back out to Demby. To Gamble. Gamble in the post, gets a return feed, stolen away, ball's loose on the floor, picked up by Christian. Christian brings it up across midcourt, stops, thought about a three, but keeps the dribble, now tees it up, that's no good. Rebound to Jones, his layup is good.
And right there on the weak side with no Thunder and Herd players around him, Mark Jones was like, look what I found, and he lays it up and in. Wildwood down 1.
29-28, 1:10 to go third quarter. Driving into the paint, tough shot, off the glass and good by Mario Joyner. His second field goal, he's got 4 points.
And as you say, he's the leading scorer of this ball club, and he had not scored until
Jones right side
this
goes
third quarter.
To Hills, swung to Christian. Christian fake, steps in, 16-footer, rattled it home.
Now
Christian heating up, he's got 8 in the quarter, 11 for the game. 31-30 Woodbury, 41 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Now that's Francis Christian's game right there. A nice little drive on that left baseline, pull up, knock down the jump shot.
Gamble with it, stops, goes across to Joyner.
22 seconds to go in the quarter.
Woodbury with the possession arrow in its favor. Looks like they want to hold for the last one. As Joyner just dribbling right inside the timeline. Now brings it out between the two circles. 12 seconds to go. Directing his teammates to different spots on the floor. 7 seconds to go. Flips it over to Hall. Hall back Three-pointer on the way, off the iron, no good. Rebound to West Hills, and the buzzer sounds to end the third quarter. So Wildwood, after trailing by 5, comes back to get to within 1. 31-30 Woodbury as we head into the fourth and final quarter, South Jersey Group 1 boys playoff game. 106.3 WJSE, the Rock Alternative. We'll be right back. Oh, that first quarter was like a rugby match. High school boys basketball state playoff game between Woodbury and Wildwood. Wildwood the 9 seed, Woodbury the 8 in Group 1. When you get an 8-9 seed, buddy, a lot of times this is what you get. 1-point games going into the fourth quarter as Woodbury leads at 31-30.
Absolutely, and one thing, it might not be the prettiest basketball game being played, but it's physical, it's exciting, and it's intense. And you can see, Brian, both these teams have the will to win. And for Wildwood, Francis Christian getting untracked in that third quarter was huge, as he was able to knock down 8 points. He now has 11 for the game, and Mario Joyner, the leading scorer for the Thundering Herd, knocked down his last 2 baskets to finally get on the board. He has 4 points.
Martin on the left wing checks back into the game. He picked up his third foul very early in the third quarter and sat for the rest of the period. Here's Jere Demby, goes back to Martin. Woodbury being very deliberate for a change here to start this fourth quarter. Demby in the corner, dribbles away from some pressure. Wildwood is in a 2-3 zone here, but they are extending out of it. Here's Martin for 3, off the iron, no good. Rebound to Hills. Hills lost it, but it goes to Jones. Jones dribbles away from trouble and hands it off to Christian. The Warriors can retake the lead with a bucket on this possession. Christian to Jones. Jones holding on the wing. Pass was tipped. Valentin retrieves it, but then he lost it. Ball's loose on the floor. Bodies come together. Running to the basket is Harris. Ball is stripped, and now here comes Christian running. Christian to the basket, and he's called for traveling. Looked like the ball got knocked out of his hands there, but I guess in the eyes of the official, he controlled it enough and then shuffled his feet.
Yeah, that's a very tough call to go against the Warriors. As you said, the ball looked like it was that separation from Francis Christian was created by a Woodbury defender. But again, we're not wearing the whistles tonight, and the official saw it a different way.
Pass in the post, tipped, nearly stolen by Wildwood, and now the outlet pass is stolen. Here's Hills trying to run for the Warriors. Hills to the basket, layup is good.
Great body control by Wes Hills, and he puts his team back on top.
32-31, 6.5 to go. What a basketball game. Here's Demby for Woodbury, holding against Madel. Goes back to Martin between the 2 circles. Martin holding against Jones. Goes to Joyner. Joyner is fouled by Christian. That's going to be his third foul.
Yes, it is. It's going to be Francis Christian, 6'1" senior guard, picks up his third. It's going to be the 6th team foul against the Warriors. Woodbury with just 1 team foul so far here in the second half. 6:10 to go in the basketball game. Wildwood on top, 32-31.
Martin with it. Goes to Gamble. Gamble back to Martin between the circles.
Whoa, the Warrior coaches wanted to travel there.
Martin down the lane. That's a travel. That's a good call there. Yeah, Martin definitely shuffled his feet before the contact. That's a great call there by the official.
That would have been an offensive foul if not for that travel. And that's what Coach Kenny Avant, he was looking at the official under the basket. It was coming up with the foul, but the official went over and said it was going to be a charge.
Yeah, so Avant will definitely take that. Take the
that
turnover on the walk rather than Martin's 4th foul. Here's Christian with Wildwood holding a 1-point lead. Goes over to Valentin. Valentin on the wing, bounces to Jones. Jones to Christian. Christian holding, goes to Hills between the circles. Hills over to Jones. Jones, baseline drive, lost the handle. It went 1 dribble too far. Ball is loose. Woodbury wanted a foul there. I think Christian may have gotten away with one at half court. Cross court pass to Flanders for three. No good, but a foul.
Absolutely.
Closing out was Elijah Grant and knocked Flanders to the deck, and he'll go to the line for 3 shots.
And that was just an easy call right in front of the official. And Elijah Grant just did not have body control. He did a good job going up to defend and to make that a difficult three-point attempt, but then he came down on top of Flanders, knocking him to the basketball court. Now Flanders goes to the line to shoot 3. Grant picks up his second, team's second.
First free throw is good by Flanders. He has 12 points. That's his first point of the second half. Wildwood leads at 33-31 with 5:20 to go in the game.
And Brian, that's something obviously we need to keep an eye on, is the fact that Woodbury has just 2 team fouls going into this fourth quarter with 5:20 to go. One, if they're in a situation where they need to foul because they're trailing, or 2, if they have fouls to give if they're winning.
Right. Second one by Flanders goes in and out. Wildwood leading 33-31. This is the third of a 3-shot free throw play for David Flanders. He was fouled shooting a 3 by Elijah Grant. Flanders takes about 9.5 seconds to shoot his free throws. And the third free throw is good. 34-31 Wildwood. Martin?
That's a sign of
swinging
a very
around.
confident
Joyner,
shooter.
a deep 3. That's an air ball, but Martin sneaks in for the rebound, spins to the basket, and is fouled. I don't know if it was Jones or Hills. The foul goes on Jones, and Martin will go to the line for 2 shots.
And that's going to be the first personal foul on Mark Jones. 7th team foul against the Warriors, but as you said, it's going to send Dwan Martin to the line shooting 2. Mario Joyner, Brian, is 2 for 10 from the floor in tonight's game. He is 0 for 5 from beyond the arc.
Martin missed the first foul shot. 5:10 to go in the fourth quarter. 34-31, Wildwood on top.
So the Thundering Herd leading scorer struggling as Wildwood's doing a good job on him defensively.
Second free throw is good. He's got 4 points. Hills gets it into Christian. Woodbury pressuring, and Wildwood was fortunate there. Pass got tipped out of bounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody was running away from Francis Christian as he got trapped deep in that corner. Guys have to remember to come back for the ball.
Christian trapped, and they're going to call a jump ball possession to Wildwood.
And again, Wildwood needs to be cognizant in these situations. 1, you throw the ball off somebody's leg, or 2, you call timeout.
Right now, the way that they're playing this defense in this pressure, one of the players in the 30-second timeout on the floor, Wildwood has 2 players lined up at half court. One of them has to cut across the middle of the floor to the foul line area, which is wide open against this pressure. And
it's got to be, you're absolutely right. And normally it's the player opposite the ball.
Exactly.
So if they're taking the ball out on the left side of the basket, the guy that's on the right side of the floor should be cutting into that open seam. Once he catches, he turns and
looks
faces.
opposite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No dribble. Boom, pass ahead, and then you're going to have yourself a nice fast break opportunity. Or if the fast break opportunity is not there, you pull it out and you set up your offense and you try and take some time off of the clock. With 5:06 to go, Wildwood is up 34-32. And again, they will inbound underneath the Woodbury basket.
We're going to have a bit of a delay here as some moisture got on the playing court near the Warrior bench. And they're going to clean that up. Hills the inbound. Wildwood by 2, 34-32, 5:06 to play. Hills bounces it. Ball's tipped and loose on the floor. And now we're going to have a foul called against Flanders, who fell on top of Gamble as Gamble came up with the loose ball. That's going to send Gamble to the line for a 1-and-1.
Yes, it is. And Dave Flanders will pick up his second, team's 8th. And obviously, when you call a timeout, as Coach McCracken did, to draw up how to get the ball in bounds, then you turn it over. That's what gives coaches gray hair.
Free throw is no good. Rebound to Christian. Christian brings it up the floor through a double team. Got it to Valentin. Back to Christian. Christian on the right wing. Wildwood by 2. Christian. Wildwood wanted a foul called on Denby, who had his hands on Christian on the perimeter. Hills into the post. Kicks out. Madel on the wing. Madel lost the dribble. Flips it over to Valentin. Now it's Francis Christian. Christian down the left side. Stops into the lane. Great pass to Hills.
Absolutely.
The layup was good.
Good dribble penetration by Francis Christian. When the defense came to him, he found his teammate Wesley Hills wide open on the right block. Hills lays it up off the glass. Wildwood up 4. 36-32, 4:18 to play in the game.
Pass in the post. Grant tied up. Nice play by Anthony Madel. That's going to
yeah, the possession arrow was never changed after that jump ball in the corner.
Right.
That went Wildwood's way.
It was showing Wildwood's way, but this is correct, giving it back to Woodbury.
Yeah.
36-32, Wildwood on top, 4:15 to go in the basketball game. Woodbury inbounding in the post, stripped. Christian lobs it out to Flanders to the basket. He is fouled. And now we have players coming together.
That was a hard foul.
I don't think it was intentional.
No, you're right. I said it could be.
Yeah.
In a state playoff game, it's not going to be. That was a good hard foul.
That's a good hard foul there by Mario Joyner, not giving up a layup. He went for the ball.
Yes.
And got a lot of David Flanders' body. But that is a good call by the officials.
He got a lot of David Flanders.
Yeah, he did get a lot of David Flanders.
David Flanders does not have a lot of body to give up. Just a sophomore, 6'1", is going to be one heck of a basketball player. He's already turning into a force.
Flanders with 13 points in the game. He's at the line here. Wildwood up by 4. Free throw is good. Matches Wildwood's largest lead. They had an 18-13 lead late in the second quarter. Wildwood leads at 37-32, 4:10 to go in the game.
And that last foul on Mario Joyner was his third, team's third, 37-32. And as we said, now Woodbury with just 3 team fouls. If Flanders can knock this one down.
Free throw is good. He got the friendly roll, and Wildwood has its largest lead of the game at 6.
He's got a
Woodbury up quickly. Hills tips a pass out of bounds.
Flanders has a shooter's touch, shooter's rotation on the ball, and that's when you see it come in handy when it hits the front of the rim, then rolls correctly with that forward spin up off the glass and settles down into the basket.
Here's Martin on the right wing. Martin baseline drive, shut off, flips it back to Denby. Now it's Martin again between the 2 circles, picked up by Jones. Martin spins into the lane, blocked by Valentin, but the ball goes back out to Denby. Denby resets the offense. Denby goes back to Martin. Martin takes it right side. Martin down the lane, off the glass, no good. Rebound, and I think Wes Hills may have tipped that up into his own basket. And Woodbury scores.
I think that's exactly what happened, and obviously Wes Hills did not mean to do that.
Full timeout on the floor. Wildwood 38, Woodbury 34. 3:40 to go in the game. Back after this 30-second timeout on 106.3 WJSE, the Rock Alternative. All right, Brian Kniff, Buddy Tarbotten, high school basketball on 106.3 WJSE, the Rock Alternative. Wildwood up 38-34. 3:40 to go in this South Jersey Group 1 playoff game.
I'd like to take this opportunity to send out a happy birthday to Statman 3, my nephew Mark Rucci, who's at the University of Delaware. Brian, do you believe he turned 20 today?
Yeah, no doubt. He's watching the Fox News channel. Here's Hills, gets it into Flanders. Quite the opposite. Flanders across midcourt. Flanders goes to Hills. Hills, floater in the lane, had the ball knocked out of his hands as he went up, and the shot is no good. Here's Woodbury, trailing by 4. Swung on the wing to Martin. Martin into the lane, tough angled shot, no good. Rebound, Grant, and the layup is good.
And an offensive rebound and a second opportunity for the Thunder and Herd.
Christian is bumped and fouled by Denby. That'll be the 15th foul on Woodbury.
And just the first personal foul against Jure Denby, his first, and that's just the 4th team foul, Brian. There's a quick trigger over there on that scorer's table.
Okay.
As soon as he knows that foul's called, he flips that number up.
Hills to inbound for Wildwood.
3:08 to go, 4th quarter.
Telephone.
38-36.
Oh, what a bad pass. Stolen away, and the layup is no good, and the rebound's taken by Hills. Denby missed a wide open layup. Flanders over on the wing. His pass is stolen, and now Joyner will run to the basket, and he'll lay it up and in. And we are tied at 38.
And Woodbury with 6 quick unanswered points.
Inbound pass was tipped out of bounds.
Wildwood has turned it over 20 times. 6 times here in the 4th quarter.
Hills
and
to
right
Christian.
there, 2 critical ones.
Christian around a double team, takes it up the left side to the basket, lost the handle, but stole it right back. Is triple teamed and now is fouled. As he's pushed to the deck. You know, Wildwood might do well to call a timeout here just to settle their team down. 2:34 to go.
Elijah Grant picks up his 3rd, and that was the 19th turnover against Woodbury. We're tied at 38 with 2:34 to go.
Christian gets it into Flanders for 3. No good off the iron. Rebound taken by Denby, and now Woodbury can take the lead. Martin. Pass in the post. Now it's Martin for 3. Spun out.
Oh, wow.
Wow, halfway down and out. Tie game still. Here's Christian for Wildwood. He's bumped and fouled as Martin reached in to try to go for the steal, and Christian a quick move, and he's bumped and fouled. Wildwood will have possession on the sidelines.
And that's going to be the 4th personal foul on DeJuan Martin. 6th team foul against the Thunder and Herd. So both teams will be in the bonus for the rest of the game.
Christian on the right wing. Ball on the floor. Spins into the lane to the basket.
Wow.
This layup is good.
What a tough shot by the senior. And that's, again, body control, his bread and butter.
Here's Martin. High post pass to Gamble.
Oh,
Stolen
big
away by
steal.
Christian. Here's Christian trying to run. Center of the floor. Stops at the foul line. Double clutches and knocks it down. Wildwood by 4. We're inside 2 minutes. Denby, that's an offensive foul. What a great defensive play by Anthony Madel.
Outstanding job as Anthony Madel ran hard down the floor, established position in help side, absorbed Denby's contact. Denby's 2nd, team 7th non-shooting foul. Wildwood will inbound, but we have a full timeout.
We're going to keep it here. 1:44 to go. Wildwood leads 42-38.
And as you had said earlier, Brian, it's been a game of runs. Wildwood was up 38-32, looking like they might be in a position to take control. Woodbury said, wait a minute. They run off 6 quick points, tie it at 38. The Warriors come right back, turn up their defense, force a couple of turnovers, score does Christian, back-to-back big buckets. One a beautiful move to the right side of the rim where he uses his body control. He lays it up and in, then he comes up with a strip, penetration just inside the foul line, a jump stop. He had to do a little adjustment on his shot as a Woodbury defender went flying by him, but he was still able to get enough of it up over the rim and in. Now Wildwood is up 42-38 with the ball.
Here's Christian. Woodbury showing a trap here. Christian dribbles away from one player, goes center of the floor to Ramagosa. Over to Christian, through his hands and through Buddy Tarbotton's hands and out of bounds. Turnover for Wildwood, and that's a bad one there. That was an unforced turnover. Christian just dropped it.
Unfortunately, I was more worried about protecting my bottle of water. It's very hot in this gym.
Well, last year it would have been a different bottle. Here's Martin.
Nice.
to Grant. Grant to the basket. Layup is good.
Tough move that time by Elijah Grant.
Wildwood with the ball, nearly stolen. Christian loose in the backcourt. Woodbury comes up with it. And now we have what do we have? Whatever we have to call the ball, it's going in Woodbury's favor.
I believe they're going to give Woodbury a timeout. The one official was right in front of the Woodbury bench. And Coach Kenny Avon did a good job. He was right in his ear. And when his player was laying on his back with the ball, he was able to call that timeout as long as they have timeouts left.
So it's 42-40. Wildwood on top, 1:13 to go in the game. Woodbury can tie the game with a bucket, take the lead with a 3.
Wow, what a fourth quarter. Wildwood started this quarter trailing 39-38.
It was 31-30.
31-30,
yeah.
excuse me.
Yeah.
And the Warriors able to stay focused and composed. They have committed 18 fouls. The Thundering Herd has committed 7. Woodbury will inbound the ball opposite their bench on the other side of the floor. 1:13 to go. Wildwood on top, 42-40.
All right, here we go. Ball's in to Martin. Martin bounces it back to Joyner. Joyner to Martin. Martin puts the ball on the floor to the basket. Layup, no good, but a foul. Ramagosa tried to take a charge. He was late getting there. And Wildwood was fortunate that Martin didn't finish that because the contact came well after Martin had released the ball, so it really didn't affect the shot, but Martin just missed it. That's the 5th foul on Ramagosa. Valentin will check back in for him.
It's the 9th team foul against the Warriors. And as you said, the 6'1 senior, Rich Ramagosa, picks up his 5th. He has reached his quota for the game. DeJuan Martin at the line shooting 2.
All right, 1:06 to go. Wildwood by 2. Martin can tie the game if he makes both here. Free throw is good. He hit nothing but net. He is 3 for 5 from the line in the game.
2 for 3 here in the fourth quarter is the senior, DeJuan Martin. 42-41, Wildwood up 1. Martin with a chance to tie it.
Oh, that's no good. He missed that one badly. Christian the rebound. Christian dribbles away from some pressure, then lost it. Here's Martin going to the basket to Denby. Blocked from behind, but a foul on Hills.
And again, Madel and Hills doing a good job running down the floor. As we have a fan being escorted out that was doing push-ups on the sideline as DeJuan Martin was shooting his free throws.
Yeah, he just watched 31 minutes and 2 seconds of a great basketball game, then started acting like a knucklehead, and he's going to miss a great finish.
Well, he had a lot of knuckleheaded isms in him throughout the game and had to be told repeatedly to sit down.
Denby's a perfect 2 for 2 from the line. He misses that one, though. The Coastal Broadcasting jinx.
42-41, 58.7 seconds to go. Wildwood up 1. South Jersey Group 1 playoffs. Right here at Woodbury High School.
Martin, that one's good, and we are tied at 42. Hills gets it into Christian. Christian around a double team. He's bumped and fouled. Christian did a great job of getting his head and shoulders around the torso of Mario Joyner and picks up the foul on Joyner, and he'll go to the line for a 1-and-1 here with 55 seconds to play.
And Joyner picks up his fourth, so now Dwan Martin on the floor with 4, Mario Joyner on the floor with 4, Elijah Grant has 3.
Rich Ramagosa has already fouled out for Wildwood.
But obviously at this point, with 55 seconds left in somebody's season, the winner turns in, the loser turns in their uniforms. The winner travels to Paulsboro.
Christian for a 1-and-1. It's good. Wildwood regains the lead.
He rattles that one home.
43-42, 55 seconds to go. Second free throw by Christian is good. This is a good move by Wildwood here to stop Woodbury's secondary break as they sub Mark Jones in for Anthony Madel. 44-42. Here comes Martin. Martin at the foul line area, kicks out. Here's Joyner. Joyner on the left wing, 45 seconds to go. Goes to Martin. Wildwood by 2. High post pass. Pass back to Martin. Martin to the basket. Layup is good.
Wow, he got right to the rim. Nobody came in help side.
Here's Christian. Tie game with 33 seconds to go. Spins away from a defender at the timeline. Comes up across. Backs
45.
away to break a 5-second count. Christian, left side. Wildwood might want to call a timeout here. Here's a loose ball. Christian to Jones, and Wildwood, good job there as they call timeout. Timeout. Wildwood was fortunate there. Ball was loose. Christian picked it up, and as he was releasing the ball for a pass, the Wildwood bench called timeout, which is a great call there.
Absolutely. It was one of the assistant coaches. I think it was a combination of jumping Johnny Green and Bobby Mulholland. Wildwood was out of sync and was a turnover away, and they were very close. They were fortunate, Brian, to retain possession, and they were totally out of sync in that sequence, and that is obviously not what you want. With 18 seconds to play in the state playoff game, this is a big Group 1 game. It is 44-44. Wildwood will inbound the ball. The winner of this game goes to Paulsboro High School.
And the lead official, Mike Horry, was just standing about 6 feet to our right. And I want to talk about getting a workout. He's sweating profusely. And you know what? I thought, we'll be honest here, I thought they let him play a little too physically in the first quarter. But I think after that, in what's been a very ragged game with a lot of turnovers, these 3 officials have done a pretty good job in this one.
They've done an outstanding job. I think it was like a heavyweight fight, Brian. They let them come out and kind of whack each other equally and said, all right, now that you guys have felt each other out, they tightened it up enough, and it has been a ragged game.
All right, let's see if Wildwood holds for 1 or they try to get the first available good shot. Hill's the inbound, having some trouble. Got it into Christian on the wing. Christian backs it away against Denby. Christian takes the ball to the wing, and he's fouled. Denby riding him the whole way, and that's going to put Christian on the line for a 1-and-1.
And Coach Kenny Avon of Woodbury is not happy with that call, to say the least. And that is going to be the 3rd personal foul on Jerai Denby. 9th team foul, sends Christian to the line with 12 seconds to play for a 1-and-1.
Jones replaces Madel. Big free throws here for Christian. A big free throw, it's a 1-and-1. He could give Wildwood the lead. 44-44. 12 seconds to go. Dribbles 3 times, spins the ball, shoots, and it's good.
Francis Christian that time. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
4 for 6 from the line for the game. He's had a monster second half after only getting 3 points in the first. Second free throw. is good.
Rattles that one home.
Wildwood by 2, 12 seconds to go. Here comes Woodbury. Across the timeline, they call timeout with 8 seconds to go. We'll keep it right here.
And again, as you had said, this game played ragged throughout, but the intensity level and the will to win by both of these basketball teams has been here for the full 31 minutes and 52 seconds, as we still got 8 seconds to play. But obviously that will to win is not going to go away, and they have really gotten after it. A very physical game. You know, now whoever wins this game has got to suck it up, because they need to regroup, because they're going to play the number 2 team in South Jersey, the number 1 seed in this Group 1 bracket in Paulsboro, Thursday night at 6 o'clock.
And the interesting thing, buddy, is that, you know, I think quite a few people thought that this, you know, both of these teams are really known for their offense and their athleticism. And what we got was a real strong defensive game from these two teams. I know one writer thought that this might be one of the highest scoring games in the first round of the playoffs. And, you know, this has proven to be a total defensive struggle here at 46-44.
Well, and that, again, will go back to how physical the game has been. Most every shot, Brian, has been contested, and no one has let the other one get a good, clean look. And that is evident in the three-point shooting.
They get it in the gamble. Back to Martin. Martin down the lane. Tough shot. Short rebound. Out of bounds off of Wildwood. 2.3 seconds to go.
Not a very good shot by Dwan Martin.
46-44. Wildwood's on top. 2.3 to go. Woodbury, I believe, buddy, is out of timeout, so they just have to call a play here. Inbounding is Martin. Looking. Lobs it out high. Driving the paint. Shot is blocked at the buzzer, and Wildwood wins it.
Wow.
46-44.
What a finish, and what a big win for the Warriors as they now advance. And they will be playing Thursday night, and we will be there.
Wildwood will play Paulsboro. They win it 46-44 over Woodbury in one of the best games we've broadcast, buddy, in probably the last 5 or 10 years. It ranks right up there. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back, try to get you a post-game interview, and try to make sense of all this. And we'll be back right after this on 106.3 WJSE, the Rock Alternative. Two minutes here, 2 minutes. What's up? How you doing? How am I supposed to do it? Is this live?
Picture-perfect game of execution, but the intensity and the will to win by both of these teams. You talk about getting after it, and when we go over the stats in a couple of minutes after Brian does a half, we're trying to get an interview as Brian is trying to find, as he has found somebody, and not just anybody, but he has found senior guard Francis Christian, who had a very strong finish, including the game-winning free throws with 8 seconds left on the clock. And Wildwood, again, winning 46-44. They will travel to Paulsboro. Wildwood comes into this Woodbury gymnasium as the 9th seed and takes out the number 8 seed, the Woodbury Thunder and Herd. And right now, we got Brian Kniff with Francis Christian, the senior star guard of the victorious Wildwood Warriors.
And he had 16 of his 19 points in the second half, buddy, and 4 huge free throws in the final minute. And first, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Tell us, you you guys are more known as an offensive team that plays up tempo and you try to, get a lot of defense in the full court pressure. And tonight, you really played a pretty good half-court defensive game, don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, from the get-go, coming into this gym, I knew it was hard to play. So I knew we just had to play defense. I mean, we haven't been playing 96, and that's our main press. So we haven't been playing that very well. So to win, I knew we had to do that.
Last year, you guys lost here, or not here, but you lost to Woodbury at home. And I'm sure guys like you and Wes talked about that before this game, didn't you?
Yep. I mean, we got some alumni here, Kyle Brown. He knew the same thing about the whole thing. We had to come back and get our revenge, and that was it.
Yeah, Francis, talk a little bit. I mean, obviously, you've played a lot of basketball since you've been here. You're a 4-year player. Tonight, it's a state playoff game. I mean, you're coming up into a pretty intense facility. You had a first half that you want to forget about.
Yeah.
I mean,
My
and
coach
talk
told me
about,
that.
yeah, exactly, the mindset, going into the locker room. 1 for 13, but you were tied at 18, and you hadn't played anywhere near your game. I mean, talk about how you regrouped in that locker room to come out for the second half.
I mean, they weren't giving us any calls coming into the first half and stuff. I mean, coming into the lane. I mean, so we had to shoot. So I was getting chipped up a little bit, and our coaches said, keep going to the basket, get fouled, keep getting fouled, put them in foul trouble, go to the line, make our foul shots, and that's what it came down to, foul shots and just being strong with the ball.
You got to be real satisfied here to be able to get a state playoff win as a senior. I'm sure you didn't want to, leave having played, one state playoff game and going out. Now you're going to get a chance to play one of the best teams in South Jersey in Paulsboro.
Yep, I can't wait. I mean, I played Paulsboro my freshman year and my sophomore year. I'm waiting for him. I'm just waiting for him. I'm excited.
All right, that's Francis Christian for Wildwood. We're going to take a 30-second break, and then we're going to bring head coach Scott McCracken for Wildwood on. Back after this on 106.3 WJSC, the Rock Alternative. Where's that? That's a good game, buddy.
Good job.
Where's the radio headset? So we can hear a radio.
I got it.
All right,
I'll bring it back. Huh?
You can hear? Okay.
Yeah. I'll bring it back and throw it to you, all right?
Yes. Pass this back and forth, but that mic's not working.
What's wrong?
Who blocked the shot at the end? Did he?
And welcome back to Woodbury High School. I'm Buddy Tarbotton with Brian Kniff and our video man, Matt Ulmer, and the Wildwood Warriors with a unbelievably exciting finish and a great win in this Group 1 state playoff game. They will now advance to Paulsboro, the number 2 team in South Jersey, Thursday night, and we will be there. And right now, Brian is with head coach, Mr. Scott McCracken.
All right, Scott, congratulations on the win. And I guess the first thing I want to ask you is, in the half court, was this the best defensive effort you've had all year? It's got to be close.
I think, Brian, in the last few games, we've gotten much better in the half court. The last 2 weeks, you pretty much know how our seasons went. We played good help side defense, good off the ball, and we did a nice job tonight of boxing out. I guess, against this team, you got to sprint back and locate, and we did an excellent job at that.
Buddy kept bringing up at halftime, Francis had shot 1 for 10 from the floor, and I think he had 5 or 6 turnovers in that first half, yet you're in an 18-18 tie. You had to feel good about that. You knew he was going to play a better second half.
We just thought at the half, if Francis could make some shots, Jose Valentine or Wesley was not in foul trouble, if those kids could stay on the floor, play aggressive offensively, we could win this basketball game.
You know, Scott, one of the things is, you know, people are going to look at this and they're going to see that Francis scored, 16 of his 19 in the second half. Dave Flanders, Wesley Hills, both in double figures. But, you had a couple kids come in there tonight and make a couple big plays. Mark Jones gets the block shot on the last play of the game. Rich Ramagosa takes a couple offensive fouls. Anthony Madel takes a huge offensive foul when Woodbury was going in, I believe, to tie the game. And I heard you when you went down to the locker room real quick say this was a family win. I mean, you really got something out of everybody who stepped on the floor tonight, didn't you?
We absolutely did. Everybody that stepped on the floor, Matt Rucci, Richie Ramagosa, Mark Jones, everybody that stepped out on the floor did a nice job and really was in the spirit of this game. As you know, Brian, it's win or go home, and we did an excellent job, and I'm proud of obviously the kids on our basketball team, and I'm certainly proud of Wildwood High School. And
you won in a gym that a lot of people consider one of the toughest places to win in South Jersey.
I think this is a great place to play. We talked about it before the game. What an atmosphere. And we wanted to try to come away here with a win. Talked to a lot of people that didn't think we could do it. But we thought as a team, as a unit, that we could come in here and win the basketball game.
And talk a little bit about, because talking to Coach Kenny Avant from Woodbury, he talked about a little bit of that revenge factor because they came down there last year and ended your season, and you guys were going to come up here with a little bit of an attitude.
Sure.
And the physicality of the game in the beginning.
They knocked us off last year. We watched that tape. They basically have the same kids back. We really wanted to come up here and avenge that loss. And also what happened to the football team. The majority of my kids on my basketball team play football. They kind of got embarrassed here. I wanted them to step up, play big-time basketball, and I was proud of what they did. And as I said, this was a great high school game. You got to give it up to Woodbury because their coaching staff and their coaches do a great job. This could have went either way. We both know that. We're lucky enough to get the win, and I'm proud of both schools, but I'm certainly proud of my team.
One more I want to ask, Bud, and then I'll throw it to you. But, the one thing I wanted to ask you, Scott, is, you're going up against the number one seed now on Thursday. Everyone's going to look at you as a big underdog. They're one of the top 5 teams in South Jersey, but I know you got to be looking forward to playing that game, aren't you?
Absolutely, Brian. We're looking forward to it. We're psyched to advance, and we want to get in there and play Poulsboro, and we're looking to get up and you know what we do. We're going to try to run up some up-tempo and defend and get on the guard play. We're excited about playing.
We're ending on this note. I said before the game, you're coming into the barn. And what we wanted tonight, and your team delivered, as Les Kiter would say, the old Big 5 announcer, we had a barn burner tonight.
Absolutely, I love it.
Wildwood coach Scott McCracken, thanks and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You got it. So that's a tremendous win for Wildwood there. Certainly one of their best of the season. You get in the state playoffs, they're all big, 46-44. They
on
win
the road, no less.
Over Woodbury. Yes, and here's one of the keys, buddy. We talked about the defense that they played tonight, but Mario Joyner for Woodbury came into this game averaging 14 a game. He got 6 tonight. DeJuan Martin came into the game averaging 12.8, and he got 10. So Wildwood held the 2 top scorers from Woodbury to a combined 10 points below their season average. The rest of the scorers for Woodbury, Elijah Grant and Janae Denby, each had 7. Cameron Gamble and David Hall each had 6. C.J. Rochester had 2 for Wildwood. Francis Christian with 19, David Flanders with 15, Wesley Hills with 10, and Mark Jones with 2. And don't forget about Mark Jones's big block at the foul line of Mario Joyner's jumper at the buzzer to seal the win for Wildwood.
Absolutely. And real quick, we'll go through the team stats. Wildwood shot 17 for 49 from the floor. They were 15 for 39 inside the arc, 2 for 10 from beyond. They actually out-rebounded Woodbury 25-24. And Brian, here's an interesting one. Wildwood shot 10 of 14 from the foul line. Only 2 players made it to the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, and not only did they shoot 10 for 14 from the foul line for the game, buddy, but they were 9 for 10 from, 8 for 9 from the line in the fourth quarter.
Which is when in state playoff games you have to make those foul shots count. The Warriors turned it over 24 times. Woodbury shot 15 for 43, 13 for 30 inside the arc, 2 for 13 from beyond. They had 24 rebounds as a team. They were 9 of 17 from the foul line, and they did not shoot the ball particularly. They missed 4 free throws in that fourth quarter, and one of them was the front end of a 1-and-1. So they were 3 for 7, missing a front end of a 1-and-1 when the free throws count the most in a state playoff game that fourth quarter. And the Thundering Herd turned it over 20 times.
All right, so Wildwood improves to 17-10. They advance. They'll play the top seed Paulsboro on Thursday night, and we will have the game for you on one of our stations. We're not sure which just yet. It'll either be here on the Rock Alternative or over on 98.7 The Coast. Check the website for details. Woodbury falls to 15-12 as Wildwood wins it 46-44. For Liam back at the studio, who did a great job pushing all the buttons for our video guy, Matt Ulmer, and my partner, Buddy Tarbot, and I'm Brian Kniff, saying so long from Woodbury, where Wildwood comes in and wins the state playoff game 46-44. This has been high school playoff basketball on 106.3 WJSE, the Rock Alternative. I got to do a video interview now. I got to do that.
What happened? Huh?
To do a video.
No, what happened to the...
When I was futzing with stuff, I must have turned the volume off that mic.